Stop scrolling right now, because the thing ruining your life isn't bad luck or the system or your enemies. It's comfort. Comfort is not neutral. Comfort is not harmless. Comfort is a program, and it's been running in your head for years. Every soft chair you sink into, every meal you eat without earning, every night you choose ease over effort. That's not rest. That's reprogramming. You think comfort is the reward. Reality says comfort is the trap. The world doesn't destroy men by force anymore. It sedates them. It lowers the volume of pain just enough that they stop moving. And once you stop moving, you start decaying. Look around. Men with opinions but no power. Dreams but no discipline. Plans but no execution. They're not unlucky. They're comfortable. And comfort hates growth. And comfort hates growth. Here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. The world is not designed to make you happy. It's designed to test you. Every system you interact with is asking one question. Are you dangerous or are you domesticated? Because a man who seeks comfort above all else becomes predictable. Predictable men are controllable. Controllable men are insignificant. That's the hierarchy. That's the math. Comfort trains you to avoid discomfort. Discomfort is where learning lives. So comfort is where learning lives. So comfort quietly kills competence. You don't notice it happening. That's the genius of it. You wake up late, but not too late. You work, but not intensely. You eat, but not clean. You train, but not brutally. You live in the gray zone, and the gray zone is where ambition goes to die. Pain is sharp. Failure is loud, but comfort is silent. Comfort whispers, tomorrow, relax. You deserve this. Just this once. And one day becomes a year becomes a decade, and suddenly you're explaining your life instead of commanding it. This isn't philosophy, this is biology. In nature, nothing grows without resistance. Muscle needs tension, bones need load, the mind needs pressure. Remove resistance, and you don't get peace, you get atrophy. A lion in a zoo doesn't become kinder, it becomes weaker, slower, dependent, and then it dies early. You've been put in a digital zoo. Endless entertainment, instant food, artificial validation, comfortable lies wrapped in high definition, and they tell you it's freedom. No freedom is forged under pressure. Freedom is earned through conquest of the self. Comfort reverses that process. It teaches you to negotiate with your weaknesses, to listen to excuses, to respect feelings more than outcomes. But the world does not respect your feelings. The world respects results. Here's the brutal why. Every advantage you don't fight for, someone else takes. Every skill you delay building, someone else sharpens. Every hour you waste, someone else compounds. This is not a cooperative game. This is high-stakes chess played in real time, and comfort makes you play without looking at the board. You start making moves that feel good instead of moves that win. You protect your ego instead of your future. You avoid losses instead of your seeking dominance. That's why comfortable men fear competition. Competition exposes weakness. Comfort hides it. A man addicted to comfort will call discipline toxic. He'll call standards pressure. He'll call excellence unrealistic. That's not morality. That's defense. Defense against the realization that he chose ease over duty. Because duty is heavy. Duty demands sacrifice. Duty demands consistency when motivation dies. Comfort demands nothing. That's why it costs everything. Think of life like war, not a movie war, a real one. No music, no speeches, just mud, exhaustion, and decisions under stress. In war, comfort kills units. Soldiers who relax die first. The ones who stay alert, hungry, slightly uncomfortable, they survive. Life works the same way. The moment you get too comfortable with your income, you stop improving. Too comfortable with your body, you stop training. Too comfortable with your relationship, you stop leading. Too comfortable with your mind, you stop thinking. And stagnation is indistinguishable from death. It just happens slower. The elite understand this instinctively. They don't chase comfort. They schedule discomfort. They wake up early, not because it's cute, but because it hurts. They train past the point of enjoyment. They work when the novelty is gone. They sit alone with their thoughts instead of numbing them. Not because they love pain, because they understand Reality. Reality rewards those who can endure. Comfort lies and says, you've done enough. Reality asks, enough for what? Enough to survive or enough to dominate? Because the gap between an average life and a monumental one is filled with discomfort. Every inch of it. You don't rise to greatness. You crawl there, bleeding, questioning yourself, carrying weight you didn't know you could carry. And comfort is the voice telling you to put the weight down. That voice is not your friend. That voice is the enemy wearing your own tone. So here's the internal command, and it's non-negotiable. You must reframe discomfort as evidence of progress. If it's uncomfortable, you're likely doing something right. If it's easy, you're probably repeating yourself. Stop asking, how do I feel? Start asking, what does this demand of me? Because the man who obeys his comfort becomes a servant. The man who commands himself becomes a force. This is where most people break. They want growth without sacrifice, strength without strain, respect without strain, respect without strain. That's fantasy. In reality, every level has a toll, and comfort is the currency of stagnation. When you choose comfort, you're not choosing rest. You're choosing to delay your potential. And potential delayed long enough turns into regret. Regret is heavier than effort. Regret lasts longer than pain. Pain ends. Discomfort fades. But regret compounds. You feel it at night, when it's quiet, when the distractions are gone. That's when the truth shows up. That you knew better, that you felt the call, and you chose the couch. Comfort didn't just make you weak. It made you forget who you could have been. And the most dangerous thing about that, you start defending the cage. You argue for comfort. You mock discipline. You downplay ambition, because admitting the truth would mean admitting responsibility. And responsibility is heavy. But that weight, that's the weight that builds men. The moment you stop running from discomfort is the moment your life changes direction. Not instantly, not dramatically, quietly, internally. You stop needing motivation. You stop seeking approval. You stop explaining yourself. You move with intent. You act with duty. You accept the price without complaint, because you finally understand the equation. Comfort is borrowing happiness from your future, and the interest rate is brutal. Every time you choose ease over effort, the bill grows. And one day, it comes due. Not as a catastrophe, as mediocrity, a small life, a muted presence, a sense that you were meant for more, but never stepped into it. And that realization is heavier than any weight you'll ever lift. So the question is not whether comfort is tempting. It always will be. The question is whether you're willing to let it program you, or whether you're ready to override the code. Because once you see comfort for what it is, a silent architect of failure, you can never unsee it. Every choice becomes clear. Every excuse sounds hollow. Every moment of ease asks the same brutal question. Is this rest or is this retreat? And deep down, you already know the answer. You feel it when your alarm goes off, when the training gets hard, when the work gets boring, when the mind starts bargaining. That tension in your chest, that resistance, that's not a signal to stop. That's the edge. That's where men are separated from statistics. And most people turn back right there, not because they can't go on, but because comfort taught them they shouldn't have to. And that lie is how potential gets buried alive. You see, comfort is deceptive because it masquerades as safety. It whispers in your ear, soft, seductive. You're fine. You're secure. You don't need more. It's lying. Security is a myth. There is no safety in stagnation. The world doesn't stop advancing because you took a nap. Every second you pause, someone else is moving, learning, conquering, and they don't. Ask permission. Comfort trained you to negotiate with reality, to compromise with your dreams, to water down your potential so it fits your fragile ego. The man addicted to comfort measures his life in excuses, not results. He tells himself, I'll start tomorrow, I'll try next week, I'll do better. Eventually, and eventually never comes. Let me tell you the truth about eventually. It's the grave of ambition. It's the soft, padded cell where men forget the taste of fear, the feel of struggle, the weight of victory. Every day you choose comfort. A little piece of your spine curves toward mediocrity. You don't notice it yet, but it's there. The shoulders slump. The resolve softens. The fire in your chest dims almost imperceptibly. It's subtle, surgical, invisible. And that's what makes comfort lethal. Discomfort, on the other hand, is raw. Discomfort is a hammer. It splits illusions. It forces clarity. It burns away the weak excuses hiding in your mind. That's why the elite seek it. They don't need it to prove anything to the world. They need it to prove something to themselves. You see, there's a distinction you must understand. Comfort satisfies the body. Discomfort satisfies the soul. One is short-term pleasure. The other is long-term power. Let's break it down. Comfort is Netflix. Discomfort is cold showers at 5 a.m. Comfort is scrolling through social media. Discomfort is reading a book that challenges every belief you hold. Comfort is keeping your ego intact. Discomfort is staring into the mirror and seeing your flaws. Unedited, unfiltered, uncomforted. Comfort is soft chairs, warm food, shallow relationships, predictable routines. Discomfort is the gym when your muscles scream, the boardroom when your ideas get challenged, the street when you're alone, unarmed, unshielded, accountable. And here's the brutal reality. Life rewards the discomforted, not the comfortable. The guy who grinds in silence, the one who keeps moving when everything inside screams to stop, the one who prioritizes growth over ease. That man isn't just surviving, he's assembling a life most men only dream of. Meanwhile, the comfortable man, he's decaying. Slowly, painfully, unnoticed. By the time he realizes it, the gap is so wide, he can't close it. The chasm isn't just external, it's internal. Your habits, your choices, your internal frame, they widen the gap before the world even gets involved. Here's a metaphor you need to ingrain in your mind. Imagine a metal rod. You leave it in the sun, untouched, warm, easy, safe. Eventually it corrodes, bends, weakens. Now imagine the same rod hammered, tempered, bent, reshaped in fire. It becomes steel, strong, unbreakable, deadly. Comfort is steel, strong, unbreakable, deadly. Comfort is sunlight, discomfort is fire. They're not made by motivation. They're made by relentless insistence on facing discomfort head on. Now let's talk about the psychology behind comfort addiction, because it's clever. Comfort hijacks your dopamine system. Every little convenience triggers the brain's reward center. A scroll, a snack, a compliment, a meaningless achievement. Your brain whispers, see, you're okay, don't risk more, and suddenly your own mind becomes a jailer. You're sedated from the inside. You crave ease more than growth. You fear challenge more than failure. That's the trap. The more you indulge, the harder it becomes to endure discomfort. The brain rewires itself to avoid pressure, avoid effort, avoid risk. Which is why the same man who once dreamed of domination now settles for mediocrity. And don't think it stops at the body. Comfort attacks your spirit. Every time you choose ease over challenge, your character shrinks. Your courage retreats. Your resilience atrophies. Your ambition whispers, maybe this is enough. And it's never enough. Because here's the unspoken truth. The world doesn't reward satisfaction. It punishes it. Every level of life, every battlefield of reality demands that you step up. Step up physically, mentally, socially, financially, spiritually. And if you're comfortable, you step back, you fade, you shrink. Comfort is the silent killer of greatness. Let's talk about time, because comfort is a master thief. Every hour spent in ease is an hour stolen from your future self. The man who delays action thinks, I have time. Reality laughs. Time is the one resource you cannot earn back. The longer you indulge comfort, the more the clock runs your life instead of you running the clock. It's brutal, it's merciless, and it's fair. The universe doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your potential. It only cares about execution. And comfort is the greatest enemy of execution. Ask yourself, how many men have the same dreams as you? The same abilities, the same opportunities, and yet 99% will choose comfort. Why? Because comfort is easy, it's safe, it's painless, It seduces them slowly, like a drug. Meanwhile, the remaining 1% endure discomfort. They push past fear. They embrace struggle. They wrestle with pain and failure until it obeys. And they don't do it for anyone but themselves. That's the brutal secret. Nobody cares about your comfort. Nobody will wait for you to catch up. Nobody will lower the bar for your ease. The bar is high. It's always high, and it's never moving down. If you want to live large, you must ascend it, step by step, pain by pain, sacrifice by sacrifice. Comfort will whisper, take it easy, you've done enough. Ignore it. Comfort will whisper, you're fine as you are. Reject it, because the man who obeys comfort is a man in chains. A man who compromises on discomfort is a man in shackles. A man who yields to the seductive voice of ease is a man forgotten by the world. And let me make this crystal clear. The world doesn't forget the strong. The world pays them, obeys them, fears them. Strength is never comfortable. Dominance is never easy. Power is never painless. Everything worth conquering is forged in struggle. Let's talk biology for a second. Humans are designed to adapt, to fight, to hunt, to climb, to overcome. When you deny that, when you choose comfort, you're denying your nature. And nothing in life tolerates denial. Your body weakens, your mind slows, your presence shrinks, and worst of all, your soul forgets how to fight. You become a spectator in your own life, watching others take what you could have had, watching others conquer what you could have mastered, watching others live what you could have dominated. And the worst part, you still defend your comfort. You still call it choice. You still call it wisdom. No, it's cowardice, disguised as convenience, glorified as rationality. The truth is simple and brutal. Comfort is a program written by your fear. It's executed by your habits, and if you don't interrupt it, it will overwrite your potential, your duty, your mission, your reason for existing. It doesn't care about your comfort. It demands that you reprogram yourself. Deliberately, ruthlessly, consistently, wake up early, train hard, push past the boredom, speak the truth when it's easier to lie, do the work no one else will do, step into discomfort and refuse to leave until you've grown stronger. That is how you reclaim your time, your power, your life. There is no hack, no shortcut, no app or supplement that will do this for you. Only brutal action, only relentless self-command. And here's where most men fail. They want results. They want validation. They want proof that the struggle is worth it. But results don't exist in the comfort zone. Validation is fleeting. Proof is irrelevant. The only thing that matters is the process. The process of becoming uncomfortable, of leaning into difficulty, of enduring, learning, and conquering. That is the edge. That is the battlefield. And comfort is the enemy in plain sight. You think it's rest. You think it's peace. You think it's peace. You think it's earned. It's none of those things. It's a subtle executioner, a thief of potential, a programmer of mediocrity. Every day you indulge it, it writes another line in your obituary. A quiet line, almost invisible, describing a man who could have been monumental, but chose the couch. But here's the part most people never understand. You can fight back. You can reprogram yourself. You can turn discomfort from enemy into ally. And once you do, once you embrace the edge, the pain, the strain, the struggle, you start to see everything differently. Every choice becomes a test. Every difficulty becomes an opportunity. Every obstacle becomes a ladder. And the world, it starts bending to you, not because it's fair, but because the universe respects men who refuse comfort. You stop running from what hurts. You stop negotiating with reality. You stop defending mediocrity. And that is when life starts to obey your will. So here's the final truth you must tattoo onto your mind. Comfort is a choice. A decision you make every single day. And every time you choose it, you shrink. Every time you fight it, you grow. You can live soft, numb, and average. Or you can live sharp, hungry, and monumental. There is no middle ground. There is no just enough. The world doesn't reward moderation. It rewards those who endure when others quit. You have the tools. You have the brain. You have the body. Now it's time to command them. Time to reprogram your habits. Time to embrace the discomfort, the struggle, the fire. Because once you stop running from pain, once you step into the edge, once you refuse to bow to ease, you stop being a man programmed for failure. You become a man engineered for conquest. The choice is yours. Step into the discomfort. Step into your potential. Step into your life. No excuses, no compromises, no retreat. And from that moment forward, the world will know your presence. Because comfort might be quiet, but your dominance will be deafening.